Looks like we lost Amy in between meetings.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a few people that disconnected.
Oh, here they come.
I'm back.
There's Amy. I see Amy.
Okay. Okay, we have about 1 more minute.
Bill, you can put me back on the photo stuff.
See anything come up?
I see recorder live.
Right. All I can do is tell it to ask you to start video. I can't
Oh.
tell it to start your video.
Okay,
There you go. We see you.
got it. Okay.
Okay, it's 7:30, folks.
Thank you.
I'd like to call to order the Cortez City Council regular meeting Tuesday, May 26, 2020. And this is by virtual contact through Zoom. We stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance now. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the
To
flag
the flag of the United
United
States
States
of
of
America,
America and
and
to
to
the
the
republic
republic for which
for
it
which it
stands,
stands,
It stands
one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty and justice for all.
justice for
Thank you. Under the consent agenda, the listing under consent agenda is a group of items to be acted on with a single motion and vote. This agenda is designed to expedite the handling of limited online matters, routine matters by City Council. The mayor will ask if a citizen or council member wishes to have any specific item removed from the consent agenda for discussion. Either the public or a council member may request that an item be removed from the consent agenda at the time prior to council's vote. Item A is approval of the work session and regular meeting minutes of May 12th, 2020. And B is approval of the expenditures voucher of May 26th, 2020. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda presented.
I'll second that.
Betts,
aye.
Hawkins,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Rainey,
Aye.
Medina,
Aye.
Rossi,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye. Okay, there are no presentations. Citizen participation. Comments may be limited to 4 minutes per person. Please comment on items not listed in the public hearing. Council may or may not respond to comments.
And if you're gonna make a comment, you have to click the raise hand symbol, right?
Right.
Yes, ma'am. I don't see any raised hands. Anyone? Okay. The next item is public hearings. Item A is quasi judicial. Resolution number 5, series 2020. I'm going to read a statement. City Council sits as a quasi judicial body, and the City Council is restricted to make its findings of facts on evidence presented to them at the hearing. No member of City Council should receive or solicit comments from any person regarding a matter pending before the City Council prior to the formal hearing itself. If anyone has any contact on this matter, please advise council and consider recusing yourself.
Can I say something then?
Yes,
Because you're talking about this particular item A on the quasi-judicial public hearing. I was on the Planning and Zoning Commission when this application went through. Does that make a difference, Linda?
I do not know that answer. I do not think it does, but I hope Mike Green is there. Are you there, Mike?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not an issue for her. She's hearing the facts tonight.
As long as you can base the decision on what you hear tonight, not what you heard back in front of that hearing, you were an official of the city. So I don't think it what do you call it?
Yes, I agree.
Disqualify you. If I think that's more aimed at if you'd gone and driven out to the site and talked to the property owner there and did your own investigation.
I have not.
Yeah, what you guys did at the what the planning and zoning board did is actually going to be presented as part of the evidence tonight. So you've already heard it and already did it. So
Okay, so then I'll participate then.
Yeah, I don't see no problem with that.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, quasi judicial resolution number 5, series 2020, Associate Planner Neva Connolly will present. Neva?
Okay, hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Sorry, I don't have a camera on this, so you can't see me, which is probably a good thing. I would like to share my screen with you guys. Okay, so we'll just put the aerial on now. I also want to make a correction. I have it in my head that the address is 1420. The address is actually 1410 Industrial Road. It's correct in your resolution, but we will have to, when you make a motion, you will have to verbally correct it during the motion. Okay, so we are here to review a site plan application to establish a heavy equipment rental and sales yard on lots 1 and 2 of the Cortez Light Industrial Park, addressed as 1410 and 1480 Industrial Road. The lots are zoned industrial and they total 4.63 acres in size. The applicant is Dewinde Duke LLC, represented by James Duke, and he has proposed to locate a Target rental at the site. It's currently open as Target rental, but we are seeing the site plan application because the applicant wishes to install a 25 by 25 wash bay on the north side of the existing building. The wash bay will cycle through a 1,000-gallon oil and water separator and then continue on to the sewer. The land use code requires a site plan for any new development in commercial or industrial zoning. The applicant has attached a narrative, which is attached to your packet. He states that the typical customer will be both homeowners and professional construction contractors, and they will use the site to drop off and pick up equipment, construction equipment. Egress and ingress will come from Industrial Road, with ingress onto Lot 1 and egress from Lot 2. The applicant's site plan has been designed to allow for each lot to continue to function separately in case of the future sale of one of the properties. So, though we can see now the ingress and egress occurs on the 2 separate lots, they are designed so that if the applicant proposes to or wishes to sell Lot 1 or 2, it still functions independently. So there's no shared easements or legal agreements between the lots. Until recently, Lot 1 served as a material storage yard for a concrete contractor. The applicant proposes to grade and gravel the lot to use as equipment storage and display. The cut slopes will be seeded and mulched. The Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing on this project on March 3rd, 2020, and recommended approval with the 2 conditions found on the attached resolution. So the project has been allowed reviewed for land use code compliance and has been found to meet all of the setbacks. The staff reviewed the project for compliance with landscaping. The estimated disturbed area of Lot 1 totals over 22,000 square feet, which according to the land use code would require 2,243 square feet of landscaping. The applicant has proposed to reseed 13,000 square feet of Lot 1 with an additional 3,000 square feet of planted mulched beds. The development area of Lot 2 is almost 41,000 square feet, which would require almost 41,000 square feet of landscaping. The applicant has proposed to reseed 9,700 square feet with 1,500 square feet of additional landscaping and mulch beds. So this exceeds the minimum landscaping requirements for both lots. The application was sent out for agency review. I've included the comments in the report. There are no significant comments from any of the agencies. So basically, there are four alternatives for the council to move forward. The council may approve the site plan for establishment of a heavy equipment rental and sales yard at 1410 and 1480 Industrial Road, as submitted by Representative James Duke. The council may deny the site plan and state the reasons. The council can table the request and ask for additional information. Or the council may approve the site plan and state any conditions they feel are necessary to mitigate any concerns. Staff has reviewed the criteria and would note that all requirements have been or can be met. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended to forward to City Council for approval with the 2 conditions. As such, staff is recommending number 4 above, approval of the site plan through Council Resolution number 5. Do you guys have any questions?
I don't have
a
any.
question. Jim, when do you expect your place to be open if you are approved?
We're actually open now. We opened April 1st.
Okay.
On just the one lot, lot 2 at 1480. So it's not an ideal route for people to get in and out with trailers, but we're making do until we can, start making these improvements.
Thank you.
Yes. Happy to answer any other questions too.
What is your oil and water separator? How does that work? When you do the washing, it goes into a single container?
Yeah, actually what happens is we have a covered wash bay so that no rainwater gets in and has to be processed. And so we have a trench drain that's literally think of it like a trough, a horse trough in the ground. And so the mud and stuff gathers into this trough, and then we clean out the trough a lot, but then the oil and dirt that ends up getting into the effluent or the sewer pipes travels down to a oil water separator. And literally an oil water separator is, think of it like a rectangular box with a divider in between. And the water, the effluent comes into one container side, and then there's a hole that allows it to go into the other. Thereby the water drains only on the water and oil stay on one side, and the particles settle to the bottom. And then what you do is with that oil water separator is once every 2 to 3 years, you have somebody come in and professionally suck out all the oil particulates and the dirt. And then that gets hauled off and recycled by an environmental waste company. And then the remainder just drops and goes into the sewer and keeps going down the line.
And what is the size of that holding tank?
It's 1,000 gallon.
1,000 gallons. And how long do you think that would take before it needed pumping out?
The one in Durango, it takes about 2 years. And when you pump it out, it's a lot more cost effective to have it pumped out every couple years, but it's literally only about a foot or less of sediment and oil particulates. But if you wait for it to get filled up, then it costs you a lot more to get it pumped out.
Right.
So we try to do it every 2 years.
Okay.
And I might note, since I'm live right now, the one modification we are going to make is right now in the existing plans, you'll see that our diesel and gas tanks are, as they're presented on this plan, are the old style gravity fed ag tanks, which consider it like a barrel on its side, hoisted up with gravity fed dispensing. And we've determined we're going to change that up and go with a state compliant system where it's a double walled steel drum, so that if there's ever a leak, it's going to be contained within that second barrel. So it's a lot more environmentally safe, and we feel good about it.
You have a facility in Durango now?
We do, yeah. We built over by the Bridges to Nowhere a new facility a couple years ago. So we've been in La Plata County since 1983, family owned.
Okay.
Yep.
How many Cortez people would your company possibly employ?
Well, we've hired 3 Cortez, or actually Montezuma County employees, and we have 2 that came over from Durango. And one of those that came over from Durango lives in the city of Cortez, Charlie Hall, Charlie and Melissa. And then the other lives in Mancos. So, we've always historically done a lot of business over in Montezuma County. And rather than having our customers drive an hour to Durango, we felt like it was more appropriate to have a location. So
That's great to hear.
yeah, we're happy to be a part of the community, and yeah, it's good stuff.
Are there any more questions from council? Okay. Do we want to hear a motion?
Mike, we need to
We
open
need
the
to
public
open-
hearing.
Have a
Okay.
public hearing.
That's right. Okay. What is the next step?
Open the matter up for public hearing.
Okay.
I'm going to ask if there's anybody to speak for or against the matter.
Yeah, are there anyone wanted to speak for or against this matter? I don't see any hands. Okay. Now, do we hear a motion?
Need to close the public hearing.
We close the public hearing.
Yes.
Thank you. Now do we hear a motion?
Make a motion approving resolution number 5, series 2020, approving a site development plan to establish heavy equipment rental, sales, and at 1410 and 1480 Industrial Park Road, and submit by James Duke, authorized representative for the property, owner of D. Wind Duke LLC, with the 2 conditions.
Mr.
One
Mayor, I
second.
second the motion.
Medina,
Yes.
Yazzie,
Yes.
Rainey, Rainey,
You're muted, David.
Sorry, yes.
Betts,
Aye.
Huckins,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye. Okay, under unfinished business, there are none. Item 7, new business. First item is number A, professional service agreement to provide civil engineering, design, and survey services to city. Director of Public Works, Phil Johnson, will present.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, member of City Council. Good evening. I'm here to discuss results from an RFP we put out to provide professional civil engineering services for the city of Cortez. We're looking to fill a slot for the next 2 years to provide on-call engineering services as needed, and right now in our current condition to provide primary engineering services for our department and others within the city. We did in fact advertise this RFP. We received 7 applicants on May 6, 2020. All of the applicants, save one, is from Southwest Colorado, Monticello, Utah, and also Colorado Springs. They're all capable firms. I've worked with 6 or know of 6 of the 7 firms. They all provided comparable rates with regards to project management, and they're all very capable and could do the work. We are recommending that this contract go to SGM Incorporated out of their Durango office. We've worked with them on several projects, and actually the project manager was our previous city engineer, Chad Hill, which would make our transition extremely efficient and timely. Like I said, we are going to be using this as a primary currently. We will be refilling the city engineer position, and then hopefully we'll use this as a blended resource with a full-time engineer, and then potentially this on-call contract firm. Does anybody have any questions?
How many projects has SGM worked with the city before?
Well, they designed a water distribution system in the Paradise Village rehabilitation project. They also did our hydraulic model for the entire water distribution system, and then also worked with us on recalibration of that model. They've worked in the area. They've done also work for the Cortez Sanitation District. So they're well versed in our area, and as I stated, Chad Hill would be the project manager and was our lead engineer.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, you're gonna be using them for streets and roads also, correct?
Yes, sir. Any engineering
Perfect.
related data or projects or design or review that we need, we'd engage them.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions? Council?
And Phil, this is just to verify, this is a 2-year contract with SGM.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the fiscal stats is it's a savings reduction of 75% for the city engineer and 50% savings for the assistant engineer, which could potentially really benefit us during these budget conscious times, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Any more questions, comments? Can we have a motion for this bill?
I move to accept the professional services agreement to provide civil engineering, design, and survey services to the city of Cortez.
Second.
Phil, do we need them to say anything about any of the fees with SGM for the record, or are we good with that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Right, Yazzie,
Aye.
Betts,
Aye.
Huckins,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Medina,
Aye.
Rainey,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, next item is the Colorado Water Wastewater Agency Response Network Mutual Aid and Assistance Agreement. Water Treatment Plant Superintendent Rich Landreth will direct.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, I think Rich left.
Oh, Phil.
He was here
Can
to
you do
support
that?
the discussion at work session. I'll be glad to present. It's
Okay,
fine.
thank you.
Well, this, as you stated in that very onerous title, that this is basically a mutual aid agreement between utility providers, municipal and special districts in the case of emergency. We would just sign up with this state-run program, provide our asset lists, personnel, et cetera, that we could make available in case someone else had a catastrophe. And conversely, that benefit would also be shared with us. And as Mike had mentioned in the work session, Mike Green, that is, you know, under this agreement, this MOU, that if in fact a FEMA declared emergency event happened in another locale, that they were part of this as we were, and they requested our equipment and personnel, we could be reimbursable through FEMA. And that's nice, but it's more for me to let smaller operations that are close to us or bigger ones that, you know, we're here to help them, and we would like to, you know, get that benefit from them as well.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, Phil, this is, sounds like it's more and more, it'd be best for more communication, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any more comments, questions? Can we have a motion on this?
I'll make a motion to authorize the city manager to sign the Colorado Water Wastewater Agency Response Network, COWARN, Mutual Aid and Assistance Agreement, and name the city manager as the authorized official for the purpose of requesting or offering assistance during an emergency.
Second.
Lucero,
Aye.
Huckins,
Aye.
Medina,
Aye.
Betts,
Aye.
Rainey,
Aye.
Yazzie,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye. Thank you. Item C is the Dolores Water Conservancy District M&I lease 2020. Phil Johnson, Director of Public Works, will present.
Okay, third time at bat and I'm done. So this is an agreement with for leasing excess stored water that we have in McPhee project. I'm going to go ahead and share this color graph that we talked about during work session. So it'll be a little helpful. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes.
So this red line up here on the top denotes the 2,300 acre feet that we actually have in storage in McPhee. This green line below would reduce our stored water from that 2,300 acre mark to 1,300 acre feet. And I just wanted to show you that so I could demonstrate there are two different types of water we use in McPhee. One is our inflow stream right, which is up this blue line up top. And then the one below here, the purple one, is actually what we use out of our stored water. And this is really important in this discussion because even as you can see in these years here, we've used very little stored water. Well, this change here on the top one and the lower, trend is an accounting change. We did not change any of our water consumption. It's just an accounting change with regards to inflow, stream right, and stored water right. And this is important because even though we had an accounting change here, the 1,300 acre foot level, which we would reduce our stored water by if we lease this to DWCD, we still have this buffer between here, even on our last high year of use, which 2018 was very dry, and we used a lot of outdoor water. We still have, this is a result, this is a 900 acre foot level as opposed to that 1,300 acre feet. So we have plenty of capacity to lease this. The other thing is that we've done this. This would be the second time, our third attempt. The first attempt didn't work out because of Miracle Maine. We had a lot of moisture in the McPhee field. We had boat releases, and there was a lot of water. So the first year we tried, it didn't happen. The last time we did, the rate was somewhat lower than it is now. The current rate for this year is $33.17 per acre foot, or we will realize $33,170 in revenue that we would no longer receive. The stored water costs us $108 plus maintenance. So we would get about a third of our money back for this year. That 1,000 acre feet will be able to be repurposed for local ranchers, farmers. It would just go into DWCD's pool, and we would just deal with them specifically. We wouldn't deal with any end user. And it's really clean. We'd invoice them and they give us a check. So, and as previous councils to yourself have determined that they want this water to stay local, and that's the only way that you really get behind this discussion. And, as we spoke at work session, that this would be a win-win for us, as well as for the Dolores Water Conservancy District and their end users.
It sounds like a good arrangement, Phil. Thank you.
And Phil, you went over that in the year 2000, there's a peak that's above that lower limit for the lease amount. Can you just describe that for everybody else, what happened in the year 2000?
Let me see here. Okay. Well, all I can say is that in 2000, it was a really super dry year. That was one of the drought years we had. And I don't know the conservation efforts were, or even we had actually replaced our metering system in my tenure too. So I don't really know exactly how accurate or inaccurate the reading is. All I know is that we've gotten better about our water usage, in the city. And you can see that if you look at the trend overall, those trend lines, the one below that purple close dotted dash is a trend line that's reducing consumption, as well as the in-stream flow rate. They're both trending lower. So we are getting better in our consumption.
Thank you, Phil. Any more questions or comments? Can we have a motion on this item?
Honorable Mayor, I make a motion that we authorize the city manager to execute the one-year lease of M&I Water from the city of Cortez to Dolores Water Conservation District for supplemental irrigation use.
Second.
Rainey,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Medina,
Aye.
Huckins,
Aye.
Yazzie,
Aye.
Betts,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item D is a Wild Edge Brewing Collective Outdoor Dining Agreement. Mike Green, City Attorney, will present.
Honorable Mayor, this is Council Member Amy Huckins. I would like to recuse myself from this section of the meeting because
Okay.
of my prior experience with this company.
Thank you, Amy.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Mr. Green?
What we're doing here is Wild Edge received a liquor license, which included an outdoor premise that goes out onto sidewalk owned by the city. In order for them to be able to utilize that portion of the premise, they have to have, in essence, what's a lease or a license or an encroachment permit, whatever you want to call it, but some sort of an agreement that they can use the sidewalk to serve alcohol and food and other things on it. And that's what this agreement does. It has an insurance requirement, which they're getting us a certificate. It has some other rules and regulations in it. And it would be, I believe, going out about 6 feet, and the full frontage of the building would be the licensed premise. At this point, there's a little bit of sidewalk work that the city might need to do, but beyond that, this is a good help for the local businesses. Staff is recommending that this be approved, and we authorize, I think, the mayor or the city manager. I can't remember who's gonna sign it. I kind of like the mayor to sign these kind of
Yeah.
agreements because they're leases, they're, you
Yeah,
know,
I can sign that. Yeah. I
Mike?
think Anything. we
Yes,
can
sir.
do to- Anything you can do to help our local businesses is great.
Which
Well-
Mike, sir?
Yeah, sorry about that. Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Orly. I thought we already had this approved when they got their liquor license.
No,
But
sir.
You just mentioned it was just for inside dining. I thought they had the right to do it on the sidewalk also.
No, they never, I don't know what happened, but this never came through, whether they weren't ready for it, whether we didn't do it. But this will be in line with every renewal of their liquor license. This will also come up for renewal. For some reason, it wasn't done, sir, whether they weren't ready for it or I don't know.
Okay. I just couldn't remember exactly, but I thought we approved it at one time. But this is, this ain't a year, whenever they renew the liquor license, this goes with it automatically, correct?
Yes, sir. We did approve a premise. In other words, we did say you can serve beer out here, but then I don't know whether they were waiting or exactly what happened, but we never did this part of the final authorization.
Okay, that's what it was then. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Are there any more questions or comments on this?
I don't.
What can we do to help like other businesses that may be interested in something like this as well?
It's gonna depend on what it is they want to do on the sidewalk and where. We've had some interest on Main Street, but when you get all the different distances and things in, it never seems to work because there's not enough room on the sidewalk. This is one of the few places where everything fits because there's more than enough ADA wheelchair width left for travel. John Doherty and I talked about if people wanted to do things on the sidewalk, we would look at expediting the process. You know, whatever we could do. The use is going to be a bigger problem. If they want to serve liquor, they're going to have to get a liquor license. And I understand the states relax some of the requirements for that, but you know, we can try almost anything unless it, you know, it's our sidewalk, so it has to be safe. That's our biggest concern.
So we're looking at like 6 chairs and 3 tables outside this business?
I really have no idea what they're going to end up with because I'm going to just say the governor's going to determine that by the social distancing rules.
Okay.
And so I don't know whether there's 2 pictures. The one we're using as the exhibit is the same one from the liquor license. The one they hand drew in, like I said, the governor's rules could change that. And I don't know exactly what's going on right now with that. I haven't had a chance to digest it.
Okay. More questions, comments?
Yeah, I guess if it's going by the governor's most recent guideline, well, I didn't get a chance to watch the one from today, but like the 8-foot distancing between tables and considering the measurements that they have on their diagram, they're not going to be able to do the 3 tables.
No, and like I say, I'm the number of tables doesn't matter to me other than the governor's order. We're just giving them a rectangle of ground to use on our sidewalk.
Right.
More comments, questions? Okay. Can we have a motion?
I make a motion approving the outdoor dining agreement with Wild Edge Brewing Cooperative located at 111 North Market Street in Cortez.
Second.
Rainey,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Yazzie,
Aye.
Betts,
Aye.
Medina,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye. Okay, item E on our agenda is the renewal.
We want to make sure Amy comes back.
Oh, Amy, are you back?
Hi, everyone.
Okay, welcome back. Next item is the renewal hotel and restaurant liquor license for Stonefish Sushi and more. City Clerk Linda Smith, Finance Director Ben Burkett will present.
So I'll start out and then Ben can jump in. The reason this is on the agenda separate, as you guys know from the last few meetings, we're putting any liquor license renewals that you may want to discuss differently due to the sales tax paperwork that's being done. Ben has been receiving, as he noted on the memo, has been receiving payments from them, but we wanted to alert you to those. So that's why it's separate from the regular consent agenda. I don't know if Ben has anything to add, but the rest of the departments, the fire inspection and the police department, both have signed off on the renewal, and Ben has as well for finance, but we just have it separated so you can know about the issue.
Yep, correct. So they've been, we had some sales tax delinquency occurring, and Stonefish worked with us to fill out all the correct paperwork, and some of which Mike Green, that is, has helped us to make sure that we're in legal, in a proper legal land for receipt of those taxes. And Stonefish has been paying those taxes up until the COVID hit, just 1 month, but due to COVID extenuating circumstances, you could say, in fair due process, Stonefish has been doing their absolute best and has been working well with us on remitting the required sales taxes. Therefore, that's why we suggest and recommend to provide them with their liquor license.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Council?
I don't have any.
Can we have a motion on this item?
Mr. Mayor, I make the motion of approving a renewal hotel and restaurant liquor license for BMCJ Incorporated, doing business as Stonefish Sushi and More, located at 16 West Main Street, Cortez.
Second.
Betts,
Aye.
Atkins,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Rainey,
Aye.
Medina,
Aye.
Yazzie,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Item F on our agenda is the appointment of a planning and zoning commissioner. On our workshop this morning, or this afternoon, we interviewed Stephen Candelaria, who is the only applicant for this planning and zoning commissioner application. Let's see, do we need some discussion on making this appointment? Council? Anyone have any comments or questions?
I think the only comment that I have on it is still just a little bit in my mind on conflict of interest with his dad being a commissioner and him being, in the city with the business. I kind of tend to kind of worry a little bit about that, but he assured us he'd be fine, so we'll go with it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he assured me that, no, if there's a incidents where his, the Candelaria Construction Company was in question, he would recuse himself from voting.
Right. Yes, he did say that.
Okay, council, any more questions or items to talk about?
I don't have any.
Okay,
I believe Stephen could be professional and separate that relationship.
Is that your motion?
We'll see.
I got the feeling that he was qualified. I think probably more so than normal, but there is always that catch-22. But I think he did a decent job of reassuring us that that would not be an issue. So I would be for it.
okay. Any more comments?
Mike, did you mention that there were two other applicants as well?
Yes, I did not mention that. There are 3 applicants total, and 2 of them had withdrawn for personal reasons. So there's just 1 applicant at the final draw.
Okay, I'll make a motion to appoint Stephen Candelaria to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
I second that.
Medina,
Yes.
Yazzie,
Aye.
Rainey,
Aye.
Betts,
Aye.
Huckins,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Levy.
Aye. Thank you. Draft resolution ordinances, there are none. There are no other businesses, items in business. Are there any other additional citizen participation? I don't see any hands. There's no city attorney's report. There's no city manager's report. Are there any city council committee reports? I know we've been kind of doing things remotely, but have any of you been on any committees?
I'll go. I went to my first Cortez Cultural Center meeting today.
Oh, good.
So some updates, we talked about Hawkins, Preserve, and that's open to the public to use. The Birding Festival was canceled this year, unfortunately. The Pueblo to Pueblo race was virtual. They're gonna have the dances this year, but they're just gonna be Thursday through Saturday. So they're gonna open their storefront and have the dances starting June 18th. So look for that. I think that's all I have right now for that.
Mayor, it looks like we do have somebody that wants to make a comment. Would it still be possible to do additional public comment?
Is there another comment pending?
There's somebody in the audience, in the attendees that would like to make a comment.
Okay. Let's see.
I think Bill will have to unmute the person with their hand up.
You want me to just unmute them so they can talk?
Oh, yes, I do think that's, they're gonna open the public
Okay.
comment time.
Yeah. Looks like it's Tiffany Gear. Tiffany, can you hear us? Can you unmute Tiffany?
Tiffany, you have to unmute yourself. You're allowed to talk now.
I unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So how is our city prepared to move forward with our reopening?
Okay, we're going to listen to the governor's directives and listen to the public health directives. Did you have any concerns, specific concerns, Tiffany?
The only concerns I really have is there's a certain amount of our public demographic that does not want to see our businesses reopen. And small businesses really need to hear from our city council, and our, you, Mike Levy, being our fearless mayor and our city manager. We need a voice. We need a voice in our community from our city. And I've said it a million times, you guys have a really unique opportunity as a new city council and as a new mayor to really get behind your small businesses, reach out to them, talk to them, and go around, visit with them. I mean, we're not in this lockdown mode. How can we, I say we like I'm part of you, but I feel like I'm part of you because I support you. But how can you guys really develop a new sense of engagement and redevelop the trust as a city council to our community and to our small businesses? And our county commissioners, some of them will be leaving office shortly. They're a huge resource and they are totally available for you guys. They have an immense understanding of our economic development, our neighboring communities, that type of thing. Are you guys willing to step out and do some of those things and really show our community that you guys are behind us? Because one of the things I've heard from our city business owners is that there's been no voice from our city. And I understand you guys are new, but how do we really fill that gap? How can I, as a business owner, or how can I help you fill that gap?
I think if we keep a dialogue going, I know I've met with you numerous times in person and Zoom several times, and I like to listen to your plans, and I think I think we can come to an understanding to work things out. And basically, I think we need to communicate like you're doing, Tiffany. Really appreciate your voice in the city and the community, and I assure you that the city does want to work with the restaurant owners and the business owners. It's in all our own best interest to get this economy going well. We're all affected by this, and we're all hurting. And I think the more we work together, the better. And I really appreciate your interest in getting things moving, Tiffany. And just keep it up. Thank you. Any other comments from the counselor?
I'll say, yeah, I think we want businesses to know that we support them 100%. I mean, we need them and they need us. So we want to do whatever we can to help this transition go smoothly, and work with businesses if it means, rolling back on some rules or figuring out some different ways to operate. I think, yeah, we need help bridging that gap. Businesses should be able to feel comfortable approaching us and telling us what their concerns are exactly, so that we can find some solutions for them.
Okay.
Am I still able to talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that has been in question, so if you look at our county commissioners, you look them up, their phone numbers are listed on Google. One of the frustrations from other business owners and community members in being able to find you city council members available is the fact that your office is closed and it goes down to an email or to that type of thing. And I realize you don't want your personal cell phone numbers out there, but making the city council, our mayor, and which Mike Levy, you've been great with that, with responding with email, but people really feeling that they have an avenue and an ear to speak to you guys, and knowing which avenue and which person they best connect with is going to take you guys stepping outside of a box. It's going to take you guys making that face-to-face connection, whether you feel safer at home or you want to wear a mask, whatever that looks like for you, but making yourself and your presence available. You guys are, almost all of you are new, and nobody knows your face. Nobody knows those things, and really creating that community presence so people have trust in the decisions you make and the presence that you have, and knowing that they can communicate with you.
Thank you, Tiffany. I'd like to make a comment. Unlike the county commissioners who have full-time jobs, and with the city council, this is basically a part-time job, even though it does require a lot of time and effort. And a lot of us have jobs, and we're not always available by phone. But you all have our email addresses, and I try to make every effort. If you email me, I try to call you back as soon as I can. And I know I've talked to you numerous times, Tiffany, and so I think that would be the best way at this time, because a lot of our counselors are working during the day and they're not always available. So just email us and ask us to give you a call back or email back, and we'll try to make it happen, because we want to hear from you, business owners in the city.
One of the other things I wanted to speak on is, while I have you here, any business owner that wants help setting up what this responsible reopening is supposed to look like and how to set out those guidelines, what CDHPE is asking, those type of things, people are more than welcome to come and view what we're doing at any point in time. And as a business owner, if there's a business that would like me to come in and help them with a plan and with the guidelines that are not only mandated, but some of those that are optional and what that looks like, I realize a lot of that direction should come from the health department, but they're tasked with so much. But being a successful business owner, I'm more than happy to extend myself to do that, as well as bring any of you in to see what that looks like, and how it should be maintained, and how your staff should be trained on new hygienic procedure.
Thank you. Thank you for your input, Tiffany. Appreciate that.
Tiffany, and you've seen that survey then, the most recent one that the chambers put out, would, because it'd be great if they could show those results then from that survey to us, so we can get a better picture too of where exactly businesses need help.
Has the chamber not shared that information with you?
I've seen the survey go out, but not like the most recent results.
Okay, and I can get with the chamber and see if we can't do something about getting the results better circulated. I know the Tri-County Chamber is pretty good about getting those things out, and I can take a look at where that's at and see if I can't figure out what's going on with that, why you guys aren't seeing those results.
And then I just have a question about restaurants, so they're starting to reopen tomorrow. Do you think restaurants are going to continue to do the curbside as well?
I can't speak for other businesses, but I know the safer at home status. We've had a lot of people that are at risk that continue to dine with J. Fargo's, and we will continue to do the curbside, and we will continue to do delivery service where it makes sense.
Oh, great.
I just want to say thank you again, Tiffany, for everything that you're doing in the community and like offering your assistance to other businesses in our area.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, Arlena.
And thank you, Tiffany. I feel like you pointed out a lot of things, and some of those are the fact that like more than half of this council, or more than half of this council is new, And we all pretty much ran on transparency and making connection with the community. And as you know, mid-campaign process, we weren't able to go shake the hands and go knock on the doors and go meet every, touch base with all the businesses. And I can personally say Monday through Friday, I am checking my city email 2 to 3 times a day, and I'm really accessible through that. And I'm really looking forward to getting back downtown, like visiting the restaurants, checking up and making sure that our connections and our friendships are still alive. And I think reaching out and making sure that we foster all of these relationships and keeping the interconnectivity and keeping Cortez strong takes all of us with leaders like you binding together, and we can really do this. And we're here for the community. Thank you.
I think also something that you could do that would assist us, because you have such influence over so many, like you know so many businesses in town. Like you probably hear straight from those other business owners like what's going on, what's wrong, and you notice that they maybe need support too. Like while you're speaking with those businesses, just give them our emails. Tell them to email all of us at once, like, and tell us, have them tell us what's wrong and how we can better support them.
And I think that's a wonderful idea. I have absolutely no objective to advocating for our new council and helping support our new council and our new mayor's opportunity to really make a change and a difference for how our city members and our in city business owners view our city council.
Thank you. Any other comments? Any other hands raised? Thank you, Tiffany.
You're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity to talk. I appreciate it.
You're very
Thanks,
welcome.
Dip.
Oh, Tiffany, sorry, did you say your address?
Our address is 1209 East Main in Cortez. We're located between Pizza Hut and Subway, or actually Dairy Queen and Subway.
Okay, are there any other city council committee reports? The next item is the mayor.
Mike,
Yes,
Rachel, did you talk about the Montezuma Business Task Force at all? Did you
No,
bring
I
that
haven't.
up? Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
So myself, Rachel, you were there, right? And I think Mike was there. We attended the Montezuma Business Task Force last week. And we kind of chimed in on another survey, a second survey to send out to businesses to really try to assess where they are at this point in time. And I think that was really fruitful. Susan Lysax and the Tri-City Chambers, I believe was what it was, are working really hard to get that information out to business owners and really doing a lot of outreach. So I thought that was a really fruitful meeting. And they also were talking about temperature guns that they are giving out first come, first serve. And I didn't get to stay through the entire conversation, but I think you can just go to the Cortez Chamber, is that correct, to get one if you need one for your business?
yeah, they could give the information on how to get the temperature gauges. Another item, I noticed the power breakfast, there's one coming up pretty soon. That's a good opportunity for the business owners to get together and present their businesses. And it's in conjunction with the local Chamber of Commerce's. That'd be a good avenue for business owners to get to know the other business owners and swap ideas and suggestions. So, okay, any other comments? committee reports. Item A, under mayor's report on the workshop. Today at the virtual contact through Zoom, we interviewed Planning and Zoning Commission applicant Stephen Candelaria, and he is appointed as commissioner this evening. We had a finance update with Finance Director Ben Burkett. Then we had a Public Works update with Public Works Director Phil Johnson and Water Treatment Plant Superintendent Rich Landreth. We had an update on the Recreation Center reopening by Dean Palmquist. And basically, we talked about the farewell thank you party for council members Karen Cheek, Ty Keel, Gary Noyes, and Jill Carlson. And we're working on the details, but we may have an actual get-together party on the next city council meeting on June 9th, 2020. There's a change in that schedule, will let us know. And thank you, David, for correcting me on the month.
You're welcome, Mike.
Okay. Are there any more comments from the council? I'd like to thank you all and the council and the city who's listening in for your patience and understanding in this time of COVID-19 pandemic times. We're all affected in some way by this terrible scourge. Just be kind to each other, go the extra mile to help your neighbor, and stay safe. Good evening, folks.
Good night, Mike.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night. Thank you.
Adios.
Adios.
Adios.